I sat up there and fucked him with his little hairy, plump, robust cheeks. What's up, everybody? It's Daddy DeLeon Court, and this is Pure Tentacion. Real quick, if you are here for the first time, welcome. This is a channel where I open up my life and share my world with you. If you are back for the second or third time around, what's up, fledglings? Missed you so much. Let's get started. I want to talk to you guys about the effects that celibacy and nofap has had on my mind. I strongly feel like I'm not the only one on this journey. I feel like there are more men out here that want to be more disciplined and want to have full control over their metaphysicality and their sexual energy. I have been on a celibacy and nofap for over 7 months now, and it has had an immense effect on my mind, my thoughts, etc., etc. So I just want to share my experience with you so that you can perhaps get some insight and also begin to have some encouragement on your nofap journey. I bet. So naturally, I've never been the type of person that's just been real loose. Of course, I have a very strong potency. Like my sexual energy is alive and my stamina is invigorated, to say the least. So I definitely have the needs of a man. When I say that, what I mean, I have the ability to do what a man does. That sounds so cliche. I hope you can translate that in a very tasteful way. But anyways, I've always been relationship oriented, so I never really liked to have sex outside of relationships. But of course, I have had before, but naturally, I love to be disciplined. I've never really been into pornography. Never. Obviously, a thirst trap here and there will, spark my attention, but I'm never fazed by it. All right, so some effects that I have experienced is fast forward to about last night. So I have these neighbors. They are from Puerto Rico. Very polite people. We don't really have a whole lot of conversations. Our schedules really don't clash like that. But the conversation that we do have been polite. It's a mother, a father, a son, some other little children, and then a grandmother. There are this beautiful, close-knit family, and you can tell that right off the bat if you pay attention. They love animals, and that's how we bond. We bond over feeding the feral kittens and cats that live in our neighborhood. There has been a new cat that's come around that we both have been feeding, and we talk about it sometimes. Sometimes we leave the food tray in front of their door. Sometimes the food tray is in front of my door, and we both just feed the cats and love on them and make them feel comfortable as they live their life in the wild. I live in a townhome, and they live next door to me. So anyways, last night we kind of crossed paths and we began to have a conversation. It was a guy that lives next door. I believe it's the son and the mother. And they were outside talking, and I came outside to throw something away, and they sparked up a conversation. It's like, how you been? I'd be like, I've been great. And then we just started talking about random things. They started talking about, their love for animals. I started talking about, how much I love animals too. They were talking about how they moved here from Miami, from Puerto Rico, etc., etc. And mind you, these people are going to have gorgeous hair. The son, is beautiful. Big, bushy hair, tall, and he speaks with that full-on Puerto Rican accent. Hey, Jesus. So anyways, the mother ends up going inside, and the son and I are outside having our own conversation. And then we're just talking about different things, and he was like, he told me something like, I knew that you were a good neighbor because, sometimes when you're in the house playing music, I can hear voices in your house. And I said, voices? And he was like, no, the voices of angels. And I was like, I bet, I appreciate that. I only really want to have good vibes coming from me. And he was like, yeah, so you feel me? We dapped up after that. And then he began to tell me about, he had experiences in jail, not experiences like what y'all thinking, but fighting and doing hood shit. And as he was talking to me, a scene began to take over my mind and a movie began to play. So I'm looking at him and I'm engaged in conversation, but I'm having a whole nother vision in my mind. So I'm envisioning that we're standing outside talking, right? Just as we actually were. And he all of a sudden says, "Come here." And he pulls me in and tries to kiss me on my mouth. So when he does that, instead of me allowing him to kiss me on my mouth, I move out of the way so that he would, go this way. And I'm like, "Watch out." And he was like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "Nothing, bro." So then, you know what I'm saying? At that moment, he drops something and turns around to pick it up. Because he was like, had something over his shoulder and it dropped behind him and he turned around to like pick it up and I saw them fucking cheeks and I was just imagining. He said like, "Fuck me." And I sat up there and fucked him with his little hairy, plump, robust cheeks. I was fucking the shit out of him. So I had to pull myself out of that thought. I had to start having a conversation. Like I had to start responding when we're in the middle of the conversation. So I was like, "Yeah, man, that's dope that you got your life together. You're not, doing anything that will get you locked up anymore." But the erection that was in my pants was harder than a roll of quarters. So I had my hands in my pockets, and was pulling my dick toward my thigh, so because I was wearing sweatpants and I didn't want my print to show, so I was pulling my dick toward my thigh so it didn't look like I was fucking as rocked up as I was. So, anyways, I told him, I was like, "Hey, I'm getting rid of some stuff and I have a bunch of like Halloween masks. Do you want them or else I'm just going to throw them out?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll definitely take them." So I went inside, got them. I said, "Here." I said, "I'm going to go inside." He was like, "Thank you so much. It was great, having a conversation with you." I said, "You too." We dapped each other up, had a little light hug, and then I went inside. But boy, that ting, my mind then, hey, my mind. So I say all that to say, like, don't ever think that you are weak or that you are failing because you're having thoughts of intimacy when you're on this nofap journey. The point of nofap and celibacy isn't to prohibit or numb you from from abiding in your human nature. It's about creating discipline. You understand? Like, it's about, you know, you are allowed, I am allowed to have erections or arousals and not do anything about it, but continue to create and express myself in a, you know, elevated manner. Every time you get horny, you don't have to bust. Every time you get horny, you don't have to fuck something. Really feel like sex should be a very sacred act. There's so many things that you can get from having sex with somebody. Not only STDs, but spiritual transmitted diseases. You can get bad luck. You can become broke. You can lose your anointing. You can lose the favor over your life by having sex with the wrong person. I take that very seriously. And I want to encourage, other guys and women too, to be disciplined. We're bombarded by so many messages all the time telling us, "Oh, we should just be free, do what you want, fuck who you want," and you can do what you want. But just know there definitely is something that's gonna come out of that. Do more of your research and see the effects of having sex with people. You should not have so many sexual partners. You really just shouldn't. And you shouldn't be associating yourself with people who don't understand that. But I'll say this also, but I get erections a lot more now. Like, I wake up bricked. Sometimes I'm having a conversation with somebody and the way they say something, bricked. Like, one of the things that attracted me to, or that turned me on about my next door neighbor, was that he was just saying that, he likes cats more than dogs. And that really tickled my fancy. But I'll never act on that because, just like my other video when I said that I had a crush on my coworker, like, no matter what's happening behind the scenes in my mind, I'm going to use that energy to develop while we're there. My coworker is a professional counterpart to me. I'm never going to act on anything except work. You understand? So, that being said, and likewise with my neighbor, whatever is happening behind the scenes, I'm never going to act on it. I'm just going to use it to develop and water the seed of having a, polite and light. So, yeah, we got cut off. But, anyways, remember that sexual discipline is what's going to bring about prosperity, and it's going to help you to manifest things that you can't even imagine. And also remember that you are not a failure if you get aroused. You're not a failure if you are, you know, easily sexually stimulated. Like it's all about what you do with that energy. All this is just energy, and you have to direct it the way that you want. It doesn't have to be automatically with another person. A lot of times you can use that energy and just store it, or you can become more creative. You can become more expressive. You can use it to manifest certain things in your life. Don't always think that you have to share your body with someone when you're feeling a certain way. All right? It's Daddy de Leon Core. This is Pure Tentacion. I really want to get to know you guys. Please make sure that you thumbs up this video. Give me a comment below and let me know what you think about what I said. And also, have you been thinking about NoFap? Have you been thinking about celibacy? What are your challenges, etc., etc.? I would love to get to know all of you. Comment below. Give me a follow. Let's keep in touch, okay? Ciao.